Welcome to this special edition of First Alert Weather on our YouTube channel. We want to keep you up to date right here on what's going on across Utah this morning and into the rest of the day. We are already tracking snow. This is in Brighton at the ski resorts where we have so badly needed the snow. This is an exclusive look at what's happening outside in the mountains. So maybe finally skiers have a glimmer of hope that things are turning around in our mountains. We are desperately low on our snowpack here across the state of Utah, especially in northern Utah. And then a look at Layton, and we are tracking snow that's collected on some of those roadways. For the most part, the roadways are wet, but the closer you get to the mountainous areas, and this is a little higher up on the benches of Layton, you can see that snow and the slippery conditions that are existing out there right now. I know today's a huge travel day because of Thanksgiving a couple of days ago. So big heads up here. Light precipitation has already started to develop this morning in the form of snow. Snow down to the valley floors. It is our first snow of the season. Heaviest late morning and afternoon. That's when we expect some of the heaviest snowflakes to move in. And we're not talking about a ton of snow in the valleys. Now in the mountains, it's a different situation. 4 to 10 inches in our mountains, possibly a foot at some of our ski resorts. So by evening, some lake effect snow is possible. That's this evening. And then that snow starts to taper off late tonight. Here's a look at radar. You can see that snow socked in across the Wasatch Front. It's especially been a little heavier north of Salt Lake City this morning. You can see how we're also tracking a little bit on I-15 between Richfield and Cedar City, and then also over there in those southeastern mountains where we're also under a winter weather advisory. We're also under that advisory in the northern and central mountains, but really from areas north of Salt Lake through Ogden, Brigham City, this is where the snow has been heaviest so far. It will continue to filter in and kind of sag south throughout the day across the southern end of the Wasatch Front as well. We're thinking 1 to 2 inches in the valley locations, especially if you're north of Salt Lake. And then there's that 5 inches at Alta Ski Resort. Wanted to take you a little further south where Fillmore, Beaver, Panguitch all could pick up about an inch of snow, over to Torrey about an inch, and Bryan had a couple of inches there. So how much snow are we thinking? Well, a trace to about an inch for this first snowfall in the valleys. Snow levels dropping to those valley levels. The benches, if you're a little closer to the mountains, a little higher in elevation, plus the Wasatch back, 1 to 3 inches. And then those mountain areas, 4 to 10 with the Cottonwoods, seeing possibly a foot of snow. We need all the moisture we can get at this point. We just haven't tracked much snow in our mountains up to this point, and now it's down to the valleys today. You can see from late morning through afternoon, we really stay socked in with that snow. Starts to break apart by late afternoon into the evening. You can see how there's hardly anything left by 7 o'clock tonight. And by 11 o'clock, we're done. We're done with that snow. High temperatures today, a lot of us in the 30s. So even though we'll start as snow in the morning, in the valleys, we could transition back to a rain-snow mix and then back to snow again throughout the day. So it just kind of depends on where you're located. 39 the high end price, 42 in Delta, 47 in Cedar City, and 38 in places like Ogden. St. George, how about 54 dropping to 52? It's a little bit cooler than normal for the next few days. You have a midweek storm moving in, and then it does warm up in the +2 forecast as we're looking way out to next weekend and beyond. We finally make it to 60, but not until next week. By Monday. Salt Lake City, it is a first alert weather day today because of it being the first snowfall in the valleys of the season, plus a big travel day. If you are traveling over the mountain passes today or in the bench areas home for Thanksgiving, you are going to run into some slick roads. We only hit highs in the 30s today. We're down to 26 tonight. It's chilly. Monday's a dry day. Another storm system rolls in Tuesday, Wednesday, and yet again forecasting more snow Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So next weekend we're socked in as well. Thanks so much for joining us on this special edition of First Alert Weather on our YouTube channel.